an explanation of our TV show.
The show is comprised of a series of our short films
about our lives. Then there are shorter interstitial films laced throughout.
All of these elements are combined, and that's the TV show!
In this episode, we tell two stories. The first is about a business trip to Mexico that implodes on us. And the second is the conclusion to a nautical challenge.
The cab drivers are changing shifts, and there's no cab. We have to get to Newark. Our flight leaves in 2 hours.
We're going to Mexico City.
I'm always the last one on.
Some Mexican art foundation is flying us down to give a symposium on filmmaking. We felt like total ballers.
I've never seen anything this big before.
Someone was paying for us to come to their city just to talk about our movies. We were excited about the symposium, but we were fucking pumped about the city.
This might be one of the best cities ever.
The next day we arrived at the Centro Nacional de las Arts to give our symposium. When we were originally approached about doing this symposium, I pictured the two of us in a big hall lecturing hundreds of hungry Mexican film students. But instead it was the two of us and about 15 other people in a horribly lit little room. The people were uninterested, they were unmoved. I don't even know if they spoke English. But it wasn't fun, it didn't feel good.
I can't tell if I like that or not, but I learned a lot from it.
We left. We got in a cab, and we decided to ditch our responsibilities in Mexico City. Van and I are bugging out of Mexico City. We did not tell the organizers of the event. We're going to the beach. Vamos a la playa.
Check out this guy's sunglasses. Baller.
It's about 90 degrees out. We're in southern Mexico.
Cashmere.
So we ditched the city in search of fun. Check out what they sell at the car rental agency. We rented this little Jeep and headed for a secret surf beach that Candace had told me about. There was a 5-mile dirt road to access the beach.
Fork. I like the looks of the road on the left. Smells like raw sewage. This is one of those private little beach spots that all the surfers are keeping to themselves. This place is so good, we're not going to tell you where it is. You have to go out and find it, but check out these waves. They go forever and ever and ever.
It was not hard to forget about the nerve-wracking symposium we had left behind. This is not Van Neistat. This is Van. I don't know if worried's the right word, but the sun's due to go down any second, and Van's about a mile offshore. Take a look. The sun, that's Van.
Surfing is about 99% paddling, and for me, it's about 99% failure. I've been surfing on and off for about 16 years. That's not even a wave. And this is probably the best wave I've ever ridden.
I think that might be Van. Van Neistat, ladies and gentlemen. Van Neistat. Championship surfer.
16 years, man. A cool thing.
Check out our drinking water supply. It is like a 6-gallon bottle on a hinge so that you can pour out individual cups of water without spilling a single drop. I understand why Captain Bligh's men mutinied from the Bounty. They came to a place like this and they were like, well, this is enough. This is enough. Damn the riches. This is enough for my life.
We were Captain Bligh's men. Mutiny on the Bounty is exactly what we were doing. We took the flight to Mexico City, but waged mutiny on the Symposium. And we took fucking off on the beach as our bounty.
Casey's found some mud. Shit, fucker. Oh, there's no roof in here. It's pure mud. And it comes down like rain. Asshole. It's raining mud! Look at me! Do you know where there's a bank around here? We're going to the bank like this. The policeman laughed at us when we got out of the car and asked where the bank was, but check it out. It's working. Sort of.
After going to the bank and driving the Jeep through the mud, we headed back to the beach and it started raining.
This is our town. Shit, it's raining in our town.
It got even worse as the night went on. And the next morning,
A storm came last night and ruined our lives. Check out the beach. It's just full of runoff and garbage. So what happened was all the rain came down from the mountains and went into the river and blew the riverhead. And this is all the garbage and stuff from just back there.
it felt like bad karma for ditching on our commitment to the Symposium people. We weren't supposed to be at this beach, having this much fun, so we headed back to the city. We made it back to the Arts Center 30 minutes before we were supposed to do our second symposium. When we got there, the organizers hadn't noticed our 3-day absence. They just apologized for not informing us that our symposium, the one that was supposed to start in 30 minutes, had been postponed 4 hours.
I'm not feeling this symposium at all. I felt like nobody gave a shit, and the only reaction we got from the crowd was that they had a fucking bone to pick with us. That, oh, what about this? What about this thing? How can you do this? How can you do that? Like, it was just like we were on the fucking witness stand. I don't give a shit. And I'm just feeling sour, and every single fucking meal makes me sick. Every meal, I'm sick. I'm sick right now. I was sick this morning. I was sick last night. Sick all day yesterday. I'll be sick tomorrow.
And then I lost my new iPhone.
Casey can't find his phone. We think it's in the cab. I just want to go home.
It was time to get the hell out of here.
And now we're finally leaving Mexico City.
It wasn't bad karma, it was a poorly planned event. Us ditching our responsibilities for the beach was the best thing we could have done.
I love coming back to New York. I love it.
Because you would have so much more.
Don't open it yet.
Thank you, man. Oh my God.
This gift is a taunt of the highest order.
It's a 1/3 scale model of a boat I used to crush Tom in a start-from-scratch model boat race a few months ago. A race which Tom, with all of his model-making skills, failed to even finish. After Tom's defeat, Casey threw down the gauntlet. Casey challenged us to race actual boats on a 3-mile circuit around the Ledge Lighthouse in New London, Connecticut. And we accepted. I accept. Casey gave us a set of rules to maximize our craftiness. 1. A $250 spending limit. 2. All materials must be purchased from Boaters World. 3. We must construct our boats in Nana's garage. And 4. Our boats had to be constructed in 1 day. We said fuck all that and boiled the boat construction down to one simple rule. We could race anything we wanted, provided it had no more than 10 horsepower. Working for Tom was the first job that I ever loved. And my job was building this, Nutsies. I knew nothing about art when I took the job. Wasn't particularly interested in it. I was just a laborer, an assistant cutting windows out of paper at $10 an hour. And Tom was a famous artist, no doubt about it. Dozens of assistants worked on Nutsies, but the show was Tom's. And he got the credit. But he included us in the show, and once a week, the assistants could beat him at his own game. If your car was working right, and you were fastest through the bong hit station and the ring of fire, you could get your name on display in a fancy museum too. When Nutsies went to Berlin, I became the European champion. In Iowa, the Midwest champion. Then the offshore champion. And that's how this whole thing started. Now it was my show on television, and Tom wanted a trophy.
I don't think you have any idea how much business I mean.
It's 1 week before the nautical challenge, and I haven't done any work on my boat. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But somehow I have to beat Tom Sachs to that lighthouse and back. Maybe Dean could help me. Dean, what are you looking up?
Surf jets. There's no websites. There's like 6 on Google, except one of them has nothing but surf jets for sale. It's basically the Craigslist for surf jets.
Dean's our baby brother. And he had ridden all the way up from South Carolina to see us. Because, well, Casey and I almost never visit him. Because preparation for this race was done in secrecy, I had no idea what Tom had up his sleeve. I found out later that he had been working on this race full-time for 2 months and had consulted with 2 world champion powerboat racers. A week before the race, and all I had was an idea.
It's got a little handle that he squeezes. Got a little red plastic piece in it. All right, that's cool. That is so cool.
Look at him surfing.
And I'd promised Dean a ride.
All right, Dean, where are we going? What are we doing?
We're going to Charleston.
How are we getting there?
Motorcycle.
Dean's a pilot in the Air Force, so when he goes away, I never know when I'll see him again. Our schedules very rarely line up. This was the first couple days in years where a motorcycle ride together was even a possibility. I was waiting on a check anyway. The race could wait.
We just arrived in Charleston, one of the coolest cities I've ever been to.
So I bought a mini most on the internet. It's a hydroplane from 1962. It's probably the fastest thing that can go with 10 horsepower. I also bought a racing catamaran, and I'm going to see if that's even faster.
From Charleston, I called my new assistant and had her find us a surf jet. Then I said goodbye to Dean.
I gotta go to Louisville now to pick up my assistant.
Turns out there was a 9.5 horsepower surf jet for sale in Wisconsin, which meant my assistant, Elsa, in Louisville visiting her parents, was on my way to the surf jet. It also meant I could ride the tail of the dragon on my way to Louisville, which had been a dream of mine. Meanwhile, I knew Tom was working on his boat.
I guess that means I'm in Louisville. Elsa just called Wisconsin. What did you find out?
I found out that we found our boat.
I called Casey to find out if our check had cleared.
So next stop is Wisconsin. I'm so excited, we just saw it in the window. Wait till you see how cool my boat is. This is the little shop where my boat is located, and I will show you what my boat looks like. That's me, and that is the Sax Killer.
This is a surf jet. It's basically a heavy-duty surfboard with a tiny jet ski engine and a lanyard control with electric start, throttle, and kill switch. I rode one on China Lake in Maine when I was 15, and I've never seen one since. Tom and I agreed to start the race on shore. I thought a quick start was the key. This is why I went with the surf jet. The 85-pound surf jet would be faster to drag into the water. The electric starter would buy me a few seconds. Or I could have the boat running, buying me even more time. It's cooler. And hey, I've always wanted one.
It's about 17 hours before race time. My boat's all prepped. I've run it today. It's starting nicely. It's about 2.5 hours before race time, and I'm headed to the beach. 1 hour till race time. 50 minutes until the beginning of the race. 25 minutes till the race begins. No sign of Tom. 2 minutes till the race begins. 2 minutes to race time, no sign of Tom. Now, Tom is one of these guys who is almost always late. My dad said I should wait for Tom. I said, fuck him. I was in Wisconsin 4 days ago, and I was ready for the horn.
Get ready! Here comes Tom!
Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, that thing's faster than
Van, get ready!
Casey, you got $500 on this.
Dan, remember your leash. Keep saying it. Leash.
Camera! Camera! Camera!
I can't do it now.
What's the time?
Give me that horn! Give me that horn! Oh, Tom has to go there too. It's the clock started!
45 seconds. Seconds.
30 seconds!
Tom, your hand has to be on the wall. Your boat has to be out of the water. 20 seconds. Tom, your boat has got to be out of the water. Hand on the wall.
Concentrate on me.
15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your boat is not out of the water. That's disqualification. Nose of the boat at the water line. Keep going. At the water line. At the water line. At the water line. That is good. Tom, you've got to touch the wall. And Tom is off. Tom is starting 46 seconds behind Van. Tom is still working on getting his boat in the water, straightening the boat. Tom is now in his boat. 1 minute, 4 seconds behind Van. He's got to lower his boat. He's got to lower his motor. One minute and 16 seconds behind. Tom is significantly faster than Van.
This whole thing seems really kind of dumb. I don't feel like I'm making anything. I'm just running around back and forth to Long Island, spending thousands and thousands of dollars for incremental improvements. I'll win the race, but at what cost?
This whole thing was kind of dumb. And that's what I loved about it. Tom spent his entire summer driving back and forth to Long Island preparing for this race, and it didn't sound like he had much fun. I wanted to win, sure, but not more than I wanted to see my brother off to war and ride the tail of the dragon and see the birthplace of Hunter Thompson. In the end, the hare won this race, and Tardy Tom beat Van the Tortoise by 10 seconds. And you know what? Tom deserved to win. I did feel bad about Casey losing that $500 he bet on me, though.
And thank you, Van.
Because Tom is such a good friend, he gave me this beautiful trophy. And he's a world-famous artist. So it's probably worth more than the $5,000 I spent on the nautical challenge. Worth more to me, anyway. But it sure would have been nice to win.